Hey guys, so if you're watching this right now, then that means that I'm already on my way to CoinFest up in Manchester 2019, and we're just at the back of a huge massive spike up on Bitcoin. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Bitcoin, why I'm not buying it right now, what the prediction is over the next couple of months, and also sort of end of year prediction as well for 2019. So let's jump straight into it. So yesterday we saw a massive spike up for Bitcoin, which was great. Now this big yellow line you see here is the 120-day moving average for Bitcoin. I've been talking for about 12 months or so about the 120-day moving average, a really important line for Bitcoin. And it just managed to break above. As soon as it broke above, if you were looking at the volume, you'd see that it was going to go. We didn't know how far, how quickly, but it did go up a lot more than I expected for sure. And if you look down on the RSI as well, we can see that it was right on the edge, ready to break through. And once it broke through, it's all the way up now, up at about 90% on the RSI. So huge strength for Bitcoin right now. And it isn't in a place on the RSI where I would be looking to buy any type of coin at that price. But where is it going? That's what you want to know, right? Where is it likely to go? Well, I would imagine last year, around sort of June, July time, I actually picked the bottom for Bitcoin. I said it was going to 3,200. That's exactly where it did go. So, you know, I'm not Mystic Meg, but it's just a case of, you know, technical analysis on these charts. So here you can see the big descending triangle that we were in, and we know from descending triangles that you tend to go down the same amount as the highest part of the triangle. Let's keep it simple, yeah. Which would have put us down around the sort of 3,002, 4,000 sort of level, and that's what I said, and we were correct. We did go down that far, and this big 6,000 point is going to be a huge resistance area that we're probably going to hit and then come back down before going up higher again. So what I would imagine we're going to do is something called a cup and handle. So if we just check it out, this is used all the time. You see this in crypto and a lot of people talking about it. It's a very good signal to buy. So over here on stock charts, I think this is stockcharts.com, where you can see an explanation for the cup and handle. Basically a U-shaped bottom followed by a handle, which is basically a short period of a month or so going downwards before the big bull ride up. And you're generally looking for a target increase of at least the depth of the cup. So as you can see right here, you're measuring from the top of the cup all the way down to the bottom, and that should give you an indication as to how high to expect the coin to go. Now if we saw this with Bitcoin, judging on the bottom being around the sort of 3,200 mark, and if we suggested that over the next week or so we'd probably see Bitcoin continue up to until it hits around the sort of 5,500 to 6,000 mark. I wouldn't imagine it's going to get to 6,000, but you know, somewhere just below that will probably be the top. Then that will mean that as it comes down, it could come all the way down to about this sort of 4,500 to maybe 4,300, which is the previous tops there at the bottom. So this is a real rough prediction, but this is what I'd imagine might happen. So in the next few days, it might come up somewhere around this sort of zone, okay, and then gradually come back down. Maybe halfway through May, it will hit the bottom before taking its nice big peak all the way up. And as we said, we should be looking at the depth of the cup being the target for the top. So I worked this out earlier, however I've totally taken everything off now. So yeah, if we were about the sort of 6,000-ish mark down to the bottom of the cup, and then you do that same thing on the top, it's going to put you up around the 8,000 mark. So about $8,000 for Bitcoin could be where we're heading over the next couple of months, which would be pretty nice. And as for the end of the year, okay, you see this little rectangle here, this is where I'm plotting my line in the sand for the end of 2019, somewhere between the 10 to 12,000 mark, which isn't sky high. I've heard other people suggesting maybe like 40,000 for Bitcoin, and that isn't completely off the cards. It could certainly happen, but I like to be a bit more conservative, and if it did hit around the sort of 10 to 12,000 by the end of the year, that would be awesome. The super important thing you need to be bearing in mind right now is the coin halving coming up next year. So it's expected about May time 2020, and what normally happens is about 1 year before that halving, you're going to start seeing the price of Bitcoin go up quite significantly. So here we have an article from CoinDesk, and if we scroll down, let me see, here we go. So we got with the next Bitcoin halving expected to happen in May 2020. The time has come for investors to start paying attention to this pattern. Historically, the halving starts getting priced in approximately 1 year before it happens, which would result in Bitcoin bottoming out early 2019, followed by a rally starting in May 2019. Now, if you bear in mind, so we're talking May 2019 being where it's going to be at a low, ready to start going up for a 1 year period. What we're going to be doing then is, if we did come up here, this line down here should be about May. As you see there at the bottom, we've got May, sort of halfway through May. That is where I'm predicting the bottom part to be, which would be the handle of the cup, about there. I think that's enough squiggles. So what we can see is we've got a nice body of a cup, a nice U-bend there, and what we should be looking out for over the next maybe like 3 to 4 weeks will be the handle coming back down, likely I'd imagine hitting off the top of that sort of 4,002 to 4,500 mark, which would be probably the last time you'll ever be able to get Bitcoin anywhere near that price, because as soon as it busts through that 6,000 point, I don't think we're ever going to be coming down below that ever again. That is just my opinion. I'd love to know your opinions. Please leave them in the comments below. This video I'd normally be putting up on Friday, but because I'll be away in CoinFest, I can't do that, so I've just pre-recorded this one. And that's it for today, so please leave me your comments down below to have a look through. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on Bitcoin, where you think we'll be heading over the next year. That's about it for now. Okay, so next week's video will all be about KYD, Know Your Developer. Now that's one of the coins which we've got available over on Satoshi's Mines. So yeah, look out for that. It should be a cracker. That's it for now. See you all again soon.